Here's a truth that might make you uncomfortable. When media giants make moves in your backyard, beloved local personalities often become collateral damage. And what happened at ABC6 proves this harsh reality all too well. The recent corporate shuffle involving Sinclair Broadcast Group's acquisition of WLNE assets has sent shockwaves through southern New England's television landscape, leaving viewers wondering what they'll lose in the process. Two cherished on-air personalities, meteorologist Kelly Bates and sports anchor Nick Coit, have found themselves job hunting after Sinclair's strategic takeover, raising uncomfortable questions about corporate consolidation in local media. But here's where it gets controversial. Is this just business as usual, or are we witnessing the systematic dismantling of authentic local television? The corporate chess game unfolds. Sinclair Broadcast Group, already the powerhouse behind Providence's WJAR NBC10, has now absorbed select assets of WLNE through what industry insiders call a calculated acquisition. The deal, confirmed by Sinclair representatives on Monday evening, September 15th, represents more than just another corporate transaction. It's a seismic shift that's reshaping how southern New England residents consume their local news and weather. Jessica Bellucci, speaking for Sinclair, painted an optimistic picture. Sinclair remains dedicated to crafting distinctive programming that adds genuine value while deepening our bonds with the local communities we proudly serve. Both WJAR and WLNE exemplify excellence in regional broadcasting, and we're excited to enhance that reputation as we continue serving viewers throughout southern New England. Yet behind this polished corporate speak lies a more complex reality. Sinclair will manage WLNE operations through JSA and SSA agreements, joint sales agreements, and shared service agreements that essentially allow the company to control multiple stations without technically owning them all. These arrangements have become increasingly common ways for media conglomerates to circumvent Federal Communications Commission regulations that typically prevent mergers between major network affiliates. And this is the part most people miss. These regulatory workarounds might be perfectly legal, but they fundamentally alter the media landscape in ways that directly impact what you see on your screen every night. The human cost of corporate strategy. Kelly Bates didn't mince words when she addressed her followers on Facebook September 10th. Good grief, it happened again. A significant number of us ABC6 team members are currently seeking new employment opportunities. Should you encounter a resume from any ABC6 professional, I strongly encourage you to do yourself a tremendous favor and bring them aboard. Bates' frustration runs deeper than typical job displacement. This accomplished meteorologist, who has earned multiple Best Female Meteorologist honors from Rhode Island monthly readers, finds herself in an eerily familiar situation. After dedicating 17 years to NBC10, she departed in September 2021 following contract negotiations that didn't align with her professional values. ABC6 welcomed her with considerable fanfare in June 2022, and viewers celebrated her return to local airwaves. Now, barely over a year later, she's facing unemployment again. This time, because the very company she left has effectively acquired her new workplace. So it happened again. It happened again. Bates shared in a heartfelt Facebook video, her emotion clearly visible. Our station has just been purchased by the same company I previously worked for. That parent organization has determined I'm redundant and expendable. But here's what makes her response truly remarkable. No tears this time around. I understand exactly what to expect from this company. However, if anyone seeks an effective communicator, someone capable of creating beautiful handmade jewelry, and a person who embodies dedication, loyalty, and strong work ethic, please don't hesitate to contact me. I genuinely need employment. Nick Coit's departure tells an equally compelling story. After more than 11 years building relationships with southern New England sports fans, this North Plymouth, Massachusetts native announced his exit on Friday, September 12th. I've been gradually processing the reality that after over 11 years, my journey at ABC6 has concluded. The full impact probably hasn't registered yet, and I'm certain it eventually will, but that's perfectly fine. Because my predominant feeling is pure gratitude. Coit's career achievements read like a sports broadcaster's dream resume. Super Bowl coverage, World Series reporting, and countless major sporting events. He credits former Channel 6 sports anchor Ken Bell as an exceptional mentor and praises current ABC6 sports anchor Ian Steele as the finest partner in the industry. What makes Coit's situation particularly interesting is his diversified media presence. Beyond television, he co-hosts Kordishi Coit Saturday mornings on Sports Radio 103.7 FM and provides broadcast coverage for Brown University athletics. This multimedia approach might just be the survival strategy more local media personalities need to adopt. Ultimately, I have no clue what the future brings, but right now it's time to reset, reload, and anticipate fresh adventures, Coit reflected. Finally, I must say, I absolutely love Rhode Island. It has truly become my second home. The residents, the neighborhoods, the locations, I become emotional considering how much they all mean to me. Life here remains wonderful and will continue being so. I'll definitely stick around. I still have that radio program, there's Brown games, and those amazing URI students. The regulatory gray zone. Here's where the story takes a controversial turn that industry watchdogs find deeply troubling. While FCC regulations explicitly prevent mergers between major broadcast networks like ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC, shared service agreements create what critics consider regulatory loopholes. WLNE operates as an ABC affiliate, while WJAR maintains NBC affiliation, both serving the Providence, New Bedford designated market area. Under normal circumstances, these stations would compete independently, providing viewers with diverse perspectives and coverage approaches. However, Sinclair's operational control through service agreements effectively consolidates decision-making power under one corporate umbrella. The question that should concern every viewer: when one company controls multiple news sources in your market, whose interests get prioritized, yours or theirs? Sinclair representatives declined to specify how many positions were eliminated as part of this transaction, leaving the community to wonder about the full scope of changes ahead. What this means for your daily news diet. Viewers naturally want reassurance about their favorite ABC programming. Will you still catch Dancing with the Stars, The Golden Bachelor, and ABC News coverage? The network affiliation remains intact, so flagship programming should continue uninterrupted. However, the more significant question revolves around local content creation and editorial independence. When Sinclair promises distinctive content, what exactly does that mean for the stories you'll see, the weather forecasts you'll receive, and the sports coverage you'll watch? The uncomfortable reality is that media consolidation often leads to standardized content across markets, potentially sacrificing the local flavor and community connection that made these personalities so beloved in the first place. Looking forward. The bigger picture. Kelly Bates and Nick Coit represent more than just two displaced media professionals. They symbolize the human face of an industry in dramatic transition. Their situations highlight how corporate consolidation affects not just employees, but entire communities that depend on local media for connection, information, and identity. Bates, with her authentic communication style and deep community roots in North Attleboro, Massachusetts, brought a genuine local perspective that resonated with viewers. Coit's 11-year investment in Rhode Island sports culture created bonds that extended far beyond typical broadcaster-audience relationships. As these talented professionals navigate their next career chapters, Southern New England viewers face their own adjustment period. The question isn't just whether new faces can fill these roles, it's whether the corporate structure will allow for the kind of authentic local connection these personalities represented. The conversation we need to have. This situation raises fundamental questions about media ownership in local markets. Should a single company control multiple news sources in one region? Does regulatory compliance matter if the end result diminishes local media diversity? Are we trading authentic community connection for corporate efficiency? Perhaps most importantly, as viewers, what responsibility do we have to support independent local journalism and demand transparency from media corporations operating in our communities? Here's my controversial take. Maybe it's time we stopped accepting these corporate consolidations as inevitable business moves and started questioning whether they truly serve public interest. What do you think? Are Kelly Bates and Nick Coit's departures just unfortunate casualties of necessary business evolution? Or do they represent something more troubling about the direction of local media? Should viewers have more say in how their local news landscape gets reshaped by corporate decisions? Share your thoughts. Do you believe media consolidation ultimately helps or hurts local communities? Are you willing to accept less local flavor in exchange for potentially more resources? Or should we fight harder to preserve the authentic community connections that personalities like Bates and Coit represented?